Hello investors and future investors, welcome to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step walkthrough of all the trades I did for the month of June. We're going to itemize every single thing and see whether we came up with a loss or a gain. And this is only going to be from selling options. Now, for those of you that are new to options and you want to start selling options in order to make consistent income, then you so happen to stumble onto the right video. Welcome to Investment Gains. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back investors and future investors. My name is Tim, and on this channel, I show you how I use my portfolio in order to make consistent income. For today's video, we're going to be going straight into the options dashboard for me to give you a step-by-step walkthrough of all the trades I did for the month of June and to see the results like we done for the previous 6 months. Now, you guys know how we do it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to go ahead and open up the options dashboard. So here we are, and we are on the month of June. And as it is customary, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick review of what happened the month before, which was May. So let's step into May. And as you can see here, these are the trades that were done. Let me just go up to the top to give you a little more. Okay, these are the trades that were done right here for the month of May. And our net income, yes, we did end up positive for the month, was our 1,596. So continuing from May, let's go ahead and jump into June. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel or new to the options dashboard, I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough. So maybe you guys could go ahead and prepare some kind of actual dashboard like this so you guys could track your trades. I can't stress enough how important it is for you guys to go ahead and track your trades in order for you guys to be able to set a much better portfolio goals. Now, right before we go ahead, I walk you through this options dashboard and the results for the month of June. I always have two requirements for my viewers and also my subscribers. Requirement number one, always make sure to do your own due diligence before getting into any options contract. What might work for my portfolio, quite frankly, may not work for yours. The second requirement is going to be always make sure to have an exit strategy. That way, if the trade do decide to go against you, then you'll be able to know how to get out of that trade. That being said, let's go ahead and dive into the options tracker. So the first column here that says open, that's going to be the date that I actually open up the contract. The next one right after that is going to be EXP, or the expiration. That expiration is the day that the trade should be closing. Right next to that, you're going to see the close, the date, under the close column. These are the dates I actually did close the trade. Now I'm going to explain all these here to you as the video goes along. The next column is going to represent the days. The days is that the day I opened the trade to the day it's supposed to expire, how many days was that? The next one is going to be the symbols. And these here are the symbols I trade. I will go over those as well. And the next column, which is one of the most important columns in my opinion, which is going to be the action column. The action tells you what strategies I actually went ahead and do in order for me to achieve these goals. And I will explain these strategies as well. The next column after that is going to be the strike price. Following that is going to be the quantity, the amount of contracts I actually got into. And then right after that is going to be the fill column. This fill column is going to tell you the amount of premium that where we got filled at, or the amount of money we received when we actually did the trades. Next is going to be the close column. The majority of the time, I do not let my trades go to expiration. I always happen to close it before expiration date. So most of the time, because I sell options, when I have to close it, I have to pay back the market some amount of money. So that's going to be in this column. The next one is going to be COLL, or which is just short for collateral. The majority of these options are selling options, so I always have to leave a collateral. Whether that collateral be a cash collateral or I need to own the shares, that's going to be featured under this column. The next column, which is a second important column, is going to be your P&L. That's going to represent your gains or your losses. The next one is going to be your ROC, or return on capital. And that just pretty much tells you the percentage of our investment, our actual return on investment. And then we have the notes. I don't have many notes for this month, but I will explain this one to you. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first trade was on May 9th, and it should have been closed on June 20th. And that was on SG, or Sweet Green. The strike price I chose was a $20 strike price because the action I was doing was a PMCC. PMCC stands for Poor Man Covered Call. Now, the PMCC is an option strategy where you go ahead and you purchase a long call, and then you'll use that long call in your portfolio as collateral in order to go ahead and sell covered calls. So I did the PMCC and then I sold. The strike price I chose was $20. Yes, I have a strike price at the exact same strike price I chose in order to acquire the PMCC. The amount of contracts I had on this was 1, and the premium I received was 20. Yes, I can't make this up. 20, 20, 20. Now, this trade was about to go against me, so what I decided to do, I went ahead and I rolled over this trade. Sweet Green did go up in price. I think it went up to about almost $15. So the trade was looking like it was going to go against me, so I simply went ahead and just rolled it out for some additional income. The amount of collateral that I left for this trade is going to be $900, and this here is just representative of one contract. I do have 4 contracts of Sweet Green. So this is still open. So we don't know the actual P&L yet. Okay, next we're gonna have TTD or the trade desk. The action I took on the trade desk was a covered call, and I gave myself 9 days for that covered call. The strike price I chose was a $73 strike price, and I did 1 contract. The amount of money I received as soon as I did this was $50. Now, as you can see right next to it, the amount of money I paid back in order to get out of this was $50. So I received $50 premium when I did the contract, and to close the contract, I paid back the exact same amount of money, and the net result was I made 0 gains or 0 losses on this trade. Now, the reason why I went ahead and closed off this trade for the exact same amount of money is because during the course of these 9 days, trade desk was fluctuating right around this strike price here. I'm a very conservative investor, so I always prefer to net a 0 than to actually make a loss. So maybe that's something you guys want to consider when doing your own portfolio. Next, we have another TTD trade, and that one is for $75 strike price. I did receive a lot more premium right here, and that one is still open. The closing of that one is going to be July 18th right here. Now for our next trade, I actually got this open on the 28th of May, and the expiration date was July 18th. Now that gives me around 48 days for expiration. Now this is one of the biggest in my portfolio, and this is UNH or United Health. I am running the PMCC on this as well, and the strike price I chose for my long call was the $300 strike price right here. Now I did go ahead and sell a covered call on it, and the strike price I chose was $325. Now, I know this stock, that's why it happens to be the biggest in my portfolio, and it has not gotten anywhere close to 325 as yet. If you guys want to get a detailed video about this stock and my thoughts about it, just go ahead and search the channel for United Health. I actually have 2 or 3 videos on this particular stock. Now, I did go ahead, I did 1 contract, and I received $150. Now I'm going to close this contract very soon because as of making this video, United Health is trading around $303, and as you can see here, my strike price is $325. So I'll definitely be able to lock in this $150 premium right here. Next, we have SG once again, which is Sweet Green, and I am running the PMCC on this once again, and it's the same result right here, which is 20. I did add in some contracts, which is 4, so my total filled is going to be 155. Now for this one, I went right out to January 16th in order to do the covered calls. As you can see, this one I did short calls on June 20th, but this one I did January 16th. By going out all the way to January 16th, what it allows me to do is get a lot more premium per contract. Now, as you can see here, because I only had up to June 20th, I received $20. For this one, I received $155 because my date was way longer. I still have about 6 months on this contract. The next we have HIMS. Now, HIMS, I did 2 short calls on both of them because I actually loved how this stock was trading at that time. So the strike price I chose was $45 and $50 respectively. Now, these are different. These are going to be buy calls. The majority of the time, I'm always selling calls on this channel, but now I'm getting to something new, just a small experiment I'm doing with my portfolio, and I'm going to be buying some short calls in order to see how they're going to work out. I will be making videos about my criteria for getting into these stocks, my support, my resistance, everything. So now would be a good time for you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, for whenever I put out those videos, you will be able to get it. Now, for the first one, I only did one contract, and the amount I paid to get into that contract was $128. The share price actually did go up a couple of days after. As you can see here, just 2 days after, because I bought this in the 25th of June. It was supposed to expire on the 27th of June. On the 27th of June, the strike price actually did go up, because remember, this is a buy call. You want the share price to go up. And then I closed it off for $240, netting myself $112 gain. The next one right below it is almost the same thing, except for the strike price I chose was a bit higher this time. Now, because I chose a higher strike price, I had to pay more. So I paid $140 as opposed to $128 for the one I did before. Now, it just so happened for this one as well, the share price did go up way before expiration date. As you can see here, expiration date is July 18th. And since the strike price went up, I went ahead and I closed it. I closed it out at $325, so my net gain on this was $195. Now, I know you guys probably are thinking these results are too good to be true, so I will go ahead and show you a couple, do not worry. Now, lastly, I have on the list for the month of June is going to be Applied, APLD. Now, with Applied, I went ahead and got into the contract on June 6th with an expiration date of September 19th. So I still have about 2 months to go on this contract. Now, when I went ahead, I sold options on this. I sold a cover call. The expiration date was the 19th of September. I received $93 per contract. I did have enough collateral in my portfolio, so I went ahead and I did 3 contracts. The 3 multiplied by 93, that gave me an income of $279. So there you have it, investors and future investors. These are the majority of the trades I did in the month of June. I did do way more trades than this. I just did not have enough time in order for me to record it. Now, before I go ahead and show you the amount I made for the month of June, let me go ahead and show you these two in particular, because these are actually my first buy calls I ever did. I always sell options on this channel. So let's go ahead to Robinhood right now. And here we are on Hims and Hers. If you don't know anything about Hims and Hers, feel free to go and do some research and see what it's about. So let's go down and see my history. And as you can see here, this is it right here. These contracts were for July 18th, and the next one was July 25th, respectively. I did close them both on July 3rd. July 3rd right here. Let's go ahead. We're going to open it up. So by closing this first one, the amount of credit I received was $240, as you can see here, with just a 4 cents for regulatory fees right here. And then the next one, which was right below, I did go ahead and close that one as well for $335. So there you have it. So that was 2 of my biggest trades for June. Now let's go ahead and go back into the dashboard in order for us to see the total gains and losses. Now, before I go ahead and show you guys the total gains or loss for the month of June, I'd just like to let you guys know that this is going to be my last update for June. I will not be making these videos anymore. As I just mentioned, I'm just added a new experiment to my portfolio where I'll be doing some buy calls. So I will be making more videos about these buy calls. In addition to that, I will be making videos about how I'm able to have collateral in order for me to keep selling options. So once again, if you guys haven't already, now would be a perfect time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel in order to get those brand new videos. And before the end of the video, I'm going to also show you, since this is going to be the last video, I'm going to show you the total that was made for the entire 6 months since I've been making these videos. So let's go ahead, go down right now to show you the results for June. And the results for June is right here, which is $1,478. Now, let's just round it off to $1,500. Being able to make $1,500 from your living room over a 4-week period is not such a bad thing. I think that's really decent money. But in addition to that, I'm going to show you how it all worked out for the 6 months I have been trading. Now, just to let you guys know, not all that glitters is gold. Before I go ahead and show you the results for the 6 months, let me just bring this to your attention. So with the applied, I did receive $279 for the selling the options. However, in order for me to be able to sell options on this, I had to have collateral. The collateral for this was a long call expiring September 19th, and currently I am down on that long call. So I just wanted you guys to know that, because not every time you sell an option doesn't mean that the other part of the option, which is your collateral, is up. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. The most important thing, however, is to make sure you give yourself enough time in order for the trade to work in your favor. So I still have 2 months, and I do have exit strategies that are planned for applied. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and calculate the total return for the 6 months. I have been showing you guys these videos. So for June, we have 178. We're going to go ahead and add May's amount, which is going to be 1596. Then we're going to go ahead, we're going to add April's amount, which is going to be 2071. Then we're going to go and add March's amount. March's amount is going to be 1884. And then February is going to be 2003. And lastly, where it all started off, which was January, which is going to be 367. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and see how each month worked out, I do have videos on every single month there is, in order for you guys to see how I do these sell options trade. Now, the total that you should be getting when adding all of those should work out to be $9,399. Now, let's just round it up to $9,500. Now, once again, $9,500 made for a 6 months period in your own living room is pretty decent gains. And I did this being extremely conservative. There you have it, investors and future investors. For the month of June, the total income was 1,478. For the 6 months preceding June and inclusive of June, the total that was made was 9,399 to be exact. Now, the reason why I make these videos is not to boast or not to brag. I make these videos to show that even the common person like you and myself are able to utilize the stock market in order to make consistent income. Now, for those of you that made it to the end of the video, you guys are the real investors and future investors. If you haven't already, now would be the perfect time for you to go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell to get an alert when I post a video. But here is the most important part. I do make these videos in order for me to help as many people as I can make income from options. So if there's anyone you know out there struggling to grow a small account portfolio and working a 9 to 5, then the right thing to do is to go ahead and share this video with them. Together, let's help as many as we can make some extra income using options and eventually get away from that 9 to 5. Now, until the next video, keep pushing your investments.